Hi everybody, I'm Arglefumph, and this is Sherlock Holmes, the Devil's Daughter. In this video, I will begin case number 3, Infamy! It looks like this case is going to take place in some sort of churchyard. Let's get started.
Father, Mr. Orson Wilde is here, and I'm going to stay with Miss Alice.
What?
Did you forget? Orson Wilde, you know, the star of American theatre, and he's visiting and staying with us. You did forget?
No, not that. I meant you wanting to stay with Miss Alice.
Yes, that's right. Miss Alice suggested it. She told me you couldn't possibly refuse.
Okay, well, I can't refuse because she's blackmailing me. So I am going to accept that.
If it's really what you want.
It's the perfect solution, Mr. Holmes. Don't you agree?
Guess what, Mrs. Hudson? Mr. Wilde is here to study my father's character for his next play. And he won't be disappointed, will he? Father is so pig-headed.
What?
I can't believe it. The great Sherlock Holmes standing in front of me. I'm sure that our two brains will.
Brains.
Okay. All right. So apparently a random American is here to basically job shadow Sherlock Holmes. And Sherlock's still having trouble with his daughter. But I did pick the option that made my daughter happy. Because I'm a good father, right? Right? Sherlock can be a good father. I want to examine this man's mustache more closely. That seems like something in need of investigation. Okay, he's following a fashion trend, I see. So this American loves fashion. Definitely, proud to be an American. Yes, yes. British tobacco. Oh, he got my favorite kind of tobacco. Oh, that's so nice of him. Really? Really? Personalized boots? Really, Orson? Come on now, dude. Come on now. And what's this? Pocket mirror. Is it a tool, or does he really, really like himself? No, let's say it's an actor's tool. I'm gonna assume the best of this fellow. No, Sherlock seems to hate him, so let's go with self-affected. Yay! That was correct! That was correct. I solved that puzzle correctly. So he's not even 30. He's the star of American theater. He's going to play Sherlock Holmes. Oh, man. And Orson is narcissistic, follows fashion, loves his own reflection, and America. See, I got, in the previous case, I failed, like, this challenge to figure out what Alice is like. Sad to say. Very sad to say. So I'm glad I know what Orson's like.
Mr. Wilde, your room.
Charming. This is such a fascinating city.
We need to talk.
I'd rather not. You're going to be angry again. Goodbye, Mr. Wilde.
Wow, Sherlock, you're gonna let your daughter go
Is it
away like
5
that?
o'clock already? I think I might go and ask Mrs. Hudson for some tea.
Yeah, like seriously, Sherlock, you know, you can talk to your daughter without getting mad. You definitely can. That seems like a thing you could do.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
And I'm gonna change outfits because this outfit, no. Mr. I've already forgotten his name. Wilde. Mr. Wilde. I need to show off my top hat. Yeah, there we go. And what was his facial hair? That terrible mustache? That's just the terrible mustache and beard combo. But yeah, I'll do like this. I'll do this. I'll do this. Yeah. Now let's switch to wardrobe though. See, overcoat? No, not doing anything for you. Here we go. Definitely, yeah, you know, I want to look like my guest, just because I think that's fun, so I'll wear this outfit. I will wear this outfit. Oh, and you can just look at the makeup table instead of, looking at wardrobe first. I did not know that. I did not know that. Alrighty, so our task is to find out more about Orson Wilde. Alrighty. A curious incident in the nighttime throws the two of them into a case. We have a wacky American, everybody! You know those wacky Americans. They're oh so wacky. Whoa, what is this? Mr. Holmes, I'm Tabitha. I'm one of the nurses. I attend the inmates. I took care of Mr. Albeit, who wanted me to write to you after his death. He was furious up to the end and refused to be forgiven. He blames you. Wow. Okay, that's not a happy resolution to that case. Hey, it's me, Dr. Fisher. Remember me from case number 1? Well, you're a sorry excuse for a detective. You failed to understand why anything was done. We chose a lesser evil for a greater, brighter future. We needed to sacrifice a few to help the majority. You'll remember these words one day. Wow, so I had a terrible end to both of those cases. Great. And let's examine the room. Well, I mean, this is Kate's room, but Mr. Wilde has put his stuff up.
Wilde truly has a perfect disguise kit. Do actors really need all this?
You have a perfect disguise kit. You are an actor, Mr. Holmes. This is ridiculous. Why? Okay, let's take a look at this.
I use the same brushes for makeup.
Yeah. See, you have your own dedicated makeup kit, and you pretend to be other people in your line of work as a detective. You've already done that in this game, pretending to be a doctor. So I don't see why he's being so judgmental here.
Face powder of an excellent quality.
I think he's just angry about his daughter. That's all.
I forgot my hat. Father?
I'm just checking,
You've got something on your face. Is it makeup?
It might be. Practicing my disguises, you know me.
Aww, poor Sherlock.
No, don't touch that!
Jeez, Orson. Just not a good day for Sherlock.
Mrs. Hudson, with our tea.
An unfamiliar step. Heels in a hurry, indecision.
Not quite. We have a visitor. However, the lady is not so much angry as perplexed.
Good day to you, gentlemen. My name is Mary Sutherland. I have come to you, Mr. Holmes, because I would give everything I have to know what has become of Mr. Hosmer Angel.
Why the haste, Miss Sutherland?
Mr. Hosmer Angel has disappeared, and my father, Mr. Winterbank, will do nothing. It makes me so angry.
Okay, hold on a second. This character is from a Sherlock Holmes story called A Case of Identity. Yeah, I already know the mystery solution. So she wears spectacles. She can't see very well. Somebody fools her with a disguise because she can't see very well. That's sort of the premise of her story. I don't want to give too many spoilers. The case might not be familiar to everyone. Okay, so she is very, very rich. Yes, somebody wants to fool the rich woman. I believe somebody wants to trick her into marrying her, right? Marrying him? That's this Mr. Hosmer... Oh, Hosmer Angel. I don't know if that's his actual name. Is Hosmer a name? Oh, those boots don't match? Oh, okay, I couldn't tell. They looked fine to me. And an engagement ring. That is what's the case. Somebody's trying to marry her. Mr. Hosmer is trying to marry Mary Sutherland. However, he is actually a villain in disguise. Sorry for spoiling her mystery. Okay, so let's ask about her father.
Mr. Windybank is your stepfather, surely, since the name is different?
Well, indeed, I call him father, although he is barely older than myself.
And your mother is alive?
Oh, yes. although I wasn't best pleased when she married again, and so soon after Father's death, and to a man so much younger than herself.
All right, she doesn't like her stepfather. But let's talk about the man you do love, Hosmer, your angel.
What is your connection with Mr. Hosmer Angel?
I met him at the gasfitter's ball. Mr. Winderbank did not wish for me and Mother to attend. He never did wish us to go anywhere, but this time I was quite set on it. Fortunately, he left for France upon some business, and so didn't have any say in it. And I met Mr. Angel that night. We met again after that and would take walks together. But then Father returned, and we could no longer meet.
So as soon as her father left the country, she started going to balls and meeting hot gentlemen. Yes, so why does your stepfather not like Hosmer?
Why was your stepfather against your going anywhere?
Well, he didn't like anything of that sort. He used to say that a woman should be happy in her own family circle.
Okay, but no, specifically dating. Why is he against that?
Did Mr. Hosmer Angel make no attempt to see you?
Well, Father was going off again in a week, and Hosmer wrote and said that it would be better for us not to see each other until Father had gone. After that, he stopped writing.
I see.
Were you engaged?
Oh yes, Mr. Holmes. Right after the first walk that we took.
Okay, hold on a second. So she met this guy and immediately got engaged to him? Okay, that is not what happens in the original story, I don't think. This is crazy times, Miss Sutherland.
Where does Mr. Angel live?
I don't know exactly. I address all of his letters to the Leadenhall Street post office for collection.
Okay, so she uses a generic address.
Do you have your own income?
I do, from an inheritance. It was left to me by my Uncle Ned in Auckland.
Then you have all that you could wish for, naturally.
Well, I live at home and don't wish to be a burden to my family, so they have the use of the money.
Yes, she does have this very expensive, whatever you call it. All this money goes to her. And if she gets married, it will go to her husband instead of staying with her stepfather and mother.
Is there anything else that you can tell me about Mr. Angel?
He is a very shy man. He would rather walk with me in the evening, so as to be discreet. I put a missing persons notice in last Saturday's Chronicle. Here's a copy, and a letter from him.
Haha, a love letter. Yes.
Orson.
I see. As I anticipated, this validates my deductions perfectly.
What deductions, Mr.
Mr. Wilde. Holmes. Tell her.
Are we actually going to make deductions here? Yeah, okay, so, something that's a little bit different here, with this and the actual, Sherlock Holmes story, is that, she was actually on her way to the wedding chapel. Yeah, they were actually on the way to the wedding chapel when he disappeared. So, like, he disappeared from the carriage.
Ah, our star in the role of Hamlet.
Oh, wow, he has his own poster. Wow. That's kind of a crazy thing to bring with yourself all the way to England, but I guess it makes sense. British people know about Hamlet. They respect that play. I want to read this letter. Oh, there's Toby. Toby's so cute. Who cares about the times? Okay, oh wait, no, here it is. Okay, so Hosmer has vanished, 5'7", strong, black-haired, bushy side whiskers, and a mustache, usually wearing tinted spectacles. Okay, so she knows exactly what he looks like. Dressed in that outfit, works in Leadenhall. I presume she went to Leadenhall and asked everybody there, hey, have you seen him? My dear love, don't worry your sweet head. Do you believe that I'd say anything to your family who understand nothing of love? We had such a wonderful time together. A short time, but I know you're my life. I want to spend every minute with you. I wish it was possible, and I'm waiting for the moment when your stepfather leaves again. So this guy is... I don't know, maybe he didn't actually disappear. Maybe he's trying really, really hard to avoid her stepfather.
This is strange. The love letter is typewritten.
Typewritten? Instead of actually being written by hand? So that's actually a clue. The person did not want her to recognize his handwriting.
Fairly common ink, nothing special. Good quality paper, quite smooth.
Oh, come on, Holmes. Didn't you notice the special mark at the bottom?
Hosmer Angel decided not to leave his signature.
And that specifically really indicates that, you know, he did not want her to see his handwriting. Like, she would recognize that handwriting.
We had a wonderful time together, didn't we, while your father was in France? I'm waiting for the moment when your stepfather leaves once more. Miss Sutherland only met with Hosmer Angel while the stepfather was absent. Let's study this letter more closely.
Because the stepfather would have been super angry.
There are some letters with typographical defects. Miss Sutherland, do you have any other letters from Mr. Angel?
Unfortunately not. But I've brought my father's letter from Paris. Here it is.
Why would you bring that? Mary, I'm sending you these few lines. France, a nice country to look at. Rogues are so terrible. Men are really terrible. I hate men. I sure hope my stepdaughter is not hanging out with a man.
The stepfather's letter is also typewritten.
Okay.
I hope that you'll be an obedient girl. Take my advice. Stay at home.
Definitely this guy. This man did not want her to date anyone.
Quite common paper with a light yellow tint.
Would very much explain why she was intent on dating behind his back.
Fairly common ink, nothing special. Miss Sutherland's stepfather's signature. The stepfather is trying to keep the daughter at home. Let's study this letter more closely.
Alrighty.
There are some letters with typographical defects. Both letters have typographical defects. They merit further attention.
Dun 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 dun.
This letter has a defect. It's the same letter with the same defect in both instances.
It's almost like they were written on the exact same typewriter. Wouldn't you say so? I would say anything to... I don't see any other letters with typographical defects. Do you... Oh, it's a K.
One more letter with a defect. Another letter match with the same defects.
And.
One more letter with a defect.
The and symbol.
Another letter match with the same defects. So, based on the specific defects, we could say that these letters were composed on the same typewriter.
Now, why would Hosmer be using the exact same typewriter as her stepfather? Maybe he stole it or something? We'll find out in the next video.